What Happened This Week podcast. Just two best friends chatting in the trailer about all the things you are thinking about. Because you never know with Kim and Tricia.
Straight out of the living room. I guess it's the dining room.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know why we mess it up.
It's been a rough day.
Yeah, it's only, what time is that? I remember put that turkey in.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
9:20. Yeah, it's 9:20 now.
Set the alarm. I showed up at your door with my shirt inside out. That just kind of shows how my day's going so far.
Like, her tag is kind of on this side, so yes.
You know, that's how it started. I'm just trying to think, did I go anywhere this morning? No, I didn't. So it wouldn't be the first time I look like a hot mess.
Yeah.
So, how was your week?
Good. What did I do this week? Oh, it's busy this week.
Yeah, you were busy. Yeah.
We're doing well. You know, we're on a pace now for one policy a day since we've been open for the month of December.
That's good.
Yep, I had a call yesterday with somebody at 1 and they didn't answer, but fine, whatever. There's this one particular customer who enjoys the fact that I call them, I talk to them after 7 p.m.
Okay.
Whatever.
You're way right away. We were flexible like that.
She sent me some emails and stuff to work on some stuff for her because she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't answer the phone. I'm like, I got like a babysitter yesterday to help. Like, it was Gavin, but, you know, come over.
Still, yeah.
In case the kids weren't sleeping or something, you know, but whatever. So she sent me over a bunch. Yeah, it's going well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keeping you busy.
Just, you know, a little moving along, at least hopefully enough to cover the bills. So.
Yeah, that's it.
We're not making any money.
Well, that's okay. Well, we're in month one, really. I mean, month 2 is really.
We're on, whatever, day 13.
That's right. So in January, we're going to ramp it up when we move into our office. You know, then we'll have.
I mean, we got, like, you know, the alliance we're part of sends out this email once a week with, like, updates on a certain company. We made the list.
Hey, high five. Whoop, whoop.
It was cool to see our name on there.
That's cool.
It was us and that person that's always on the mom group.
Okay.
It was them and then Florida Hometown Insurance.
Hey.
I wonder
that's
if
a big deal. You need to screenshot that so we can put it on social media.
I don't know if it's like a proprietary thing or not.
That's right. We can cross it out and we can, you know, we just made the list. It's important to make the list, you know?
I'm excited.
That's huge. That's huge.
When I wrote that policy, I knew we were going to be on that email. So I was really excited.
We should frame it like, you know, some people frame their first dollar.
Yeah.
We should frame that.
Exactly.
You know?
It was like, and then I felt like we were kind of established, like even with the alliance, like, okay, cool, like here they are, like they're here to play the game.
Yeah, we didn't just like wait and hold out for 6 months.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
so you'll stay busy, I'm sure.
Yes, it's very time consuming. So
yeah, I worked hard for the ATV side by side.
$16 we got.
I know, it was like, when you text me that, I told James, I've done worse for $10 an hour, but still at the same time, it's,
I mean, those kinds of things, like, those where you need a bunch of them, and then someone like those people that we wrote will keep talking to people, and they're not that hard to do, and
right.
So, you know, that's the benefit of that. I will say I had a close friend of mine referred me to a realtor friend that she used to work with, and she sent it to me, and she was like, hey, can you just let me know, like, because the wind mitt wasn't very good. So she's like, if they do the shutter, the opening protection, or they do the clips, like which one's more bang for their buck? So I sent her all the numbers, and I'm like, but the electrical's bad, and there was a leak in the roof. And she's like, I said, but it looks like the inspector just checked the wrong box. Like the roof is fine, but the electrical still had some issues. So she's like, okay, I got the inspection. They'll fix the roof thing. She's like, what about, will that help? I said, well, no, you got bad electrical. I still can't, you know. Then she came back. She's like, okay, the sellers agreed to fix everything except for the open plate. I said, no, I said, this market is so hard with homeowners insurance. You better be coming to the table with your best.
Right.
Like, there's no exception for something that you're going to fix after the fact. So then she emailed me back. She's like, thank you so much. Like, she must have been forwarding my responses to the seller's agent because she's like, your responses and has been, like, invaluable in my negotiations, and they're going to fix everything.
That's awesome. See?
And that's what I got for her. And
yeah.
I did this after hours because, you know, what's really great is, obviously, because it's us, you know, and it's our company, that when I get the emails, I respond to them if I can, you know. And with the phone system the way that it is, we're not stuck. Like, if we're not at the office, we didn't know it rang.
Exactly.
And that's really invaluable as
It's
well.
huge. And it's about educating and, you know, not just trying to, you know, those insurance agencies that have been out there for 50 plus years, you know, they're just banking on renewals. We're trying to build a base, but it's also going the extra mile and being flexible, being available, and educating. It goes back to, you know, why do we need to have insurance? Well, because X, X, and X, you know, it's important. So that's where we're going to set ourselves aside from the rest of the folks.
She's like, I got 2 more buyers I'm working with. I'm sending them over to you.
All day long.
I'm like, thanks.
All day. And that's really where we need to be at, too, with realtors. When I went to an open house yesterday, it was a big house, bigger than what I had looked at, because the deal fell through.
Oh, yeah, let's discuss that.
And I think when on last episode, I was like, woohoo, under contract, girl. I was already got my Pinterest board. I was getting out of the camper. I
did buy you a housewarming gift. I was really excited about it.
You did?
But I'll give it to you for Christmas.
Okay. All right. You might have to keep it in storage
so
for
I'm thinking we'll do next, so we had decided to go every other week until Christmas because it's just a lot going on. But I think we should do next week and do a gift exchange.
Okay.
Because it'll air Christmas Day.
Right. Like it. I like it. Okay. We'll do that.
I'm really excited about what I got you, so.
Okay. I'll clear my schedule for next weekend.
Okay.
Not that I have anything going on, really. But, yeah, just living life in the camper. But, yeah, the deal fell through. Unfortunately, I have to say, mentally, I was like, we're going to stay a course in the camper. This is not done yet. Like, I was very, like, telling James and Taylor, like, we can't assume this is, like, you never know until, like Shannon said, like, 3 days before closing is when you know.
And I think that you were, like, not pessimistic on this whole process,
right.
But you hadn't fully given in because the disappointment's hard when it doesn't happen, right? And I could tell that you were like, no, I'm just still waiting. And I was like, okay. Like, you weren't gearing up for, like...
But internally, I feel like I started to, because I was getting emails from the title company.
Yeah.
So, like, things were progressing, right? Like, you had locked in my insurance. I was like, all right, as soon as we, like, know for sure we're going to bind it, like, things had really progressed in, like, the right direction. It was just that appraisal. And I knew in my heart that it was just not what it was going to come back. I mean, a house in Port St. Lucie for that amount of money was just insane. But we were willing to pay for it. Well, apparently the bank's not willing to. So, and it was off by $75,000, which is a huge amount.
That's a lot. I mean, so I remember our first house we moved to Hobestown was $75,000. Is what we paid for the house. So, I mean, like when someone's like, well, it's only off by that. Like, no, it's not only off by that. That's like a whole house.
That's a whole house. So we could go buy us maybe 2 trailers, in Ridgeway for that. I told Jane we'll just be, lot lords. But yeah, so it was pretty and then I just like had a moment of like. Depression, because it was like, God, I was the one keeping like, well, it's okay, but then really internally, I was like, I'm getting out of this thing I'm not even going to clean this week because I'm going to do a deep cleaning when I move out of here. Like that was my mentality. Well, I did a deep cleaning yesterday because I steam cleaned my damn carpets. But yeah, so it was a little of a blow. So Shannon felt really bad about it, and so we're, she got like right back on the horn, right on the saddle, and started sending me more houses. So I went to one yesterday, and I gave the realtor there it was an open house. See, I always tell them Shannon's on vacation because they must think she vacations a lot.
But their realtor must do really well.
I just don't want to bog her down, like with even going in the neighborhood. I go at nighttime to the neighborhoods. Like I'm like doing the secret squirrel, talking to neighbors, finding out things.
You want to see? Let me tell you something. Don't go during the day because. You know what's not going to be there during the day? The 75 cars in the driveway because they're at work.
Exactly. Very much so. Very much so.
And, I mean, I guess maybe if they're not at work, it's even worse because they don't work at all. But, I mean, like, you want to find out what a neighborhood's working, go there after 5 o'clock. Go there after 7 p.m.
And I even time it from, like, 95 or, like, the Turnpike for James. Like, I'll be the eyes and the ears out there before I even, like, entertain it with Shannon. Right. Like, to go look. So,
which I'm sure is very helpful for her.
She does, yeah. She said it makes it nice because then I've already looked at it and don't have to worry about it. So I went to this open house. I like open house because I'm not committed. They're not, they want me to commit. Right. But it's like I can just walk in and I don't need Shannon and I'm just doing my thing, Walk in this house. It's an older home, but it's updated. No, it's not updated. It's got bones and it's an open floor plan, but it has mirrors everywhere.
Oh, great.
I don't do me. I'm like Justin Timberlake in the mirror. Look at me now. Right here, standing in front of me.
Man, you're having a bad day. Like this morning, like I'm not looking cute, Like, whoa.
Oh, my hair is not looking cute. As soon as you walk in the front door, there's mirrors. And I'm like, oh. And the bathroom's got mirrors. Like, even in the tub, the room and tub, which, depending on the night, it might be a little freaky.
It might be something you want, but hold on, you're getting out of the shower. There's a big old mirror there. Like, oh God,
oh
no.
I'll be. I don't know. We have to replace that or something frosted. So I'm like, and he smoked in the house, and I could smell it. And he said to me, "Oh well, I know you can probably smell the smoke. It's really obvious in their bedroom." And he thinks it's in their clothes in the closet. They repainted the inside into the ozone treatment just to get the smell of the smoke out. But I don't know. We still might look at it. It's at our price point. They're having another open house today. And as a matter of fact, we were talking, and so he said he had 2 insurance agencies, but it's always good to have a third one. I'm like, yes. So I ran out to the car, gave him my cards, and I even left my card on the with the realtors when we walking over the house. Exactly. Like I threw a card over there up by the sign-in sheet. Whatever, I'll put them at laundromats. Do whatever I got to do. Well, that's I haven't gone laundromats yet, but I'll.
We had the electrician put the RV hookup in for you.
Sweet. You got my 50 amp? Is it a 50 or a 30?
Well, so the thing is that me and Grampy's is a 30.
Yeah.
Y'all are a 50.
We just need an adapter for a 50.
That's what, Jason said. So I'm not sure. And then our camper will probably be a 30 whenever we get one. But, so we got it ready.
Did you get my sewer?
Well,
it might cost you another $10,000. I'm just going to think you put me in the budget. Otherwise, we'll be going to Flying J every week, dumping out the shitter.
No, we got the thing. We got that thing that
wheel
it over and put it in.
Oh, yeah,
So we figured, we got you set up, ready to go, made sure.
All right, good. Just get me a concrete slab.
Yeah, we're going to put down gravel.
Okay. No, I want a concrete slab for my patio. With my picnic table. I got demands. I know. I'm a little demanding.
You just walk to the back and I'm sitting on my patio.
That's true. I'm just trying to think of where I've been.
Yeah.
And where I want to upgrade. I've been in Florida days now, and we have to get a pool now.
Yes.
We have to get a pool. You know what? If you think about it too, if you do that, and let's just say, people are doing that now. It's like, instead of Airbnb, it's called Air RV, where people are actually renting out. There's a place, somebody in Palm City that's renting out for the weekend.
Right.
Like this one, James's friend, they do surf competitions, so they live in Palm Beach, so they want to be closer to, the water. Right. So, if you ever, I'm just saying, I could pimp out, that'll be another hustle, right? I'll pimp out, I'm like, hey, I'm going to move mine out, and you can move in for the weekend. We'll make some money off this deal.
Exactly, yeah. So we got that done. So, this really cool. A big week happened over there. We got the plumbers came in. The electricians came in, the AC people came in. So the only thing, the AC is completely done except for hooking up to the outside unit, which isn't there yet. But the air handlers in the attic, all the duct work is done. I never looked at the plans that well. I looked at the plan stuff that was important to me, like how big's my closet gonna be, kind of thing. But the electrical, I didn't pay attention to, and the AC, there are can lights everywhere. Okay?
Really?
There's 4 in each bedroom.
Okay.
So I don't need lamps. There is no need for a lamp in my house because there's they're everywhere. There's 4 in each bedroom. Everybody has 1 in their closet.
Okay.
In my closet, there's 2. Obviously, it's a little bigger. And then AC. There's AC everywhere. Everybody has an AC vent in their closet.
Really?
I was like,
James will have a heyday because that's the first thing he looks at is someone's AC. He looks at the intakes and he looks at the vents.
It's amazing, and you can see, especially because everything's open, right? You can see where they're going and the return of the air. And they did a really nice job. Nice there did a really good job.
Nice.
And then the electricians, obviously the can lights, and we had an extra light that they're like, this is just overkill because there's so many of them. They're on the patio.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Imagine when you better go get a stock in bulbs.
I know, and so he had the extra can light, and he said, let's put this on the side outside. Excuse me, when you open your side garage door.
Yeah, like a motion detector.
Well, it'll be a radar, he said, but they don't make heat, so the bugs won't be drawn to it.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to put that one up, in the thing instead of, a side light there so that we can go in and out that door or whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah, they're so nice. And then, oh, my God. So our floors are finished concrete, right?
How'd it turn out?
They look really, really good. But I got the babysitter, remember? And then we did.
I called you. You were hustling. I could tell you were in a different place in your mindset.
We had to wash the floors with water and peroxide. We did it 4 times.
Wow.
And because the concrete dust is so thin from grinding them, you have to get that off before you seal them. And then we started to seal them, and we only got 1 coat done in the master. Jason had to go back and do it on Saturday. Anyway, so we got them all done. Jason's dad told the guys, these are finished floors. Be careful.
Uh-oh. So I see how this is going.
On Tuesday is when everybody came, and he went out there and unlocked the gate for them, and then he had to go to a job, and then he came back, and the electricians had written all over the floor.
Shut the front door.
Where the stuff goes.
No.
Yes.
They written on the floors with marker?
Where the can light goes, they wrote on the floor, in the bathroom, the toilet room.
An X?
They wrote fan, because that's where the fan's going to go. And Jason's dad was like, "Oh my god!"
Could you done Post-it notes or something, bro?
'Cause
Gosh.
that's how they normally do it, I guess.
They're probably not used to someone having concrete floors.
Oh my god! And so they stopped immediately, obviously, but luckily it was just pencil.
Okay.
And so Jason, it did come up.
Mr. Clean. Those
Oh
white
my gosh.
erasers.
And the floor was a disaster, like dirty. And so Jason's dad went and bought Ramboard. We made like pathways throughout the house, just kind of as a reminder for these guys, like no, you don't have to walk on the pathway, but remember these are finished floors, you know. And I told Jason, I said, well, here's the thing: is that these floors have to stand up to our life.
Right.
We have 2 small children. You don't think Reagan's gonna ride on the floor?
Right.
You don't think we're going to trash them with coming through the house?
Right.
So let's see how they do.
Right.
You know, I mean, they have to stand up to life.
Right. And then if, in worst case, if you wanted, then you decide to lay down the tile floor or
do
whatever.
something different. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of be expected because they're going to be moving around in there, right?
Yeah.
And so they're not going to be tippy-toeing around.
No, and the biggest thing is going to be the drywall people slinging mud and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but...
so so it sounds like to me we're going to have a finishing party for the floors or a re-cleaning of the party. I actually would mind when you do that, let me know. Because I want to check out the floors.
Pretty, so they did come out really pretty. Like you have to like grind them, and there are swirl marks from like the grinder.
But that's the design.
But you don't really see them unless you really look at them, because what you see across them is like it's almost like a marble. It looks really pretty. Like so,
cool.
No, they came out really good. So
nice.
And they're easy and they're cool. They're nice and cold.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yes.
It's even colder than tile.
Yes, I would like that very much.
Yeah,
so.
like it keeps the house cool.
Yeah, I'm not a carpet person. Some people like carpet, like under their feet. I mean, you just get throw rugs and call it a day.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I know, girl. We went shopping last week. We went into Old Time Pottery, looking around.
Oh, girl, did you go to the rugs?
Yeah, and I said, we gotta buy a rug for the office. I said, but I gotta wait for Kim on that one. She loves to buy a rug.
You know what I bought yesterday? Rugs. I went to Walmart, and I'm trying to get this. I feel like there's a smell in the camper, like dog, and so
it's just a camper smell. Every camper has it. That's the only thing that turns me off of having a camper. It's camper smell.
I know, and I've got
like the toilet smell, like
things. I got old people stuff, and then I'm spraying the dogs with Lysol. Yeah. You know, I'm just like, I know it's not. I was reading my RV groups that I'm in. You know, that I participate in on Facebook. Yeah. Like, I searched pet smell, and they're like, oh, don't use, fragrances. It's bad for your dogs. I don't care. They smell like butt. Okay. So they're going to get sprayed. And I wanted to clean the carpets because I thought maybe doing the carpet. I had to go to Vero to get this special portable thing. I even steam cleaned my, some of the, I don't have much. I have like a bench, the fabric, the upholstery or whatever. And it's just a smell. And I can't seem to, so I thought maybe it's the rugs. So I thought, I threw out all my old rugs and I got new rugs. So we'll see. I mean, it's Walmart, so I don't know, how great the rugs are.
Do you have those damp rid things?
I do. Taylor has one in her room.
Okay.
I have 2 in the living room. I even got one of those. My mother used to have those cinnamon brooms.
Oh, God, made me vomit. I can't. I literally will vomit because remember my story about Goldschlager?
Oh, yes, you associate that smell to it.
And it's just the broom. That cinnamon broom is the worst.
Well, they make them in apple now.
Okay.
So they have a cinnamon one and they make an apple. Okay. I can't do cinnamon either, I agree, because it's very overpowering, especially in a little camper. Yeah. I even have one of those. I got me these Glades. I used to love Glade plugins at the house, but they don't seem to be really effective in the camper, or maybe they're not working. I don't want to blow the place up.
There's not enough power coming to them or something?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like they work. Or maybe it just smells so bad. I don't know. But then they have these little, they're called Glade, but they're little, they're for smaller rooms.
Oh, okay.
So I have those. I have those everywhere, but I probably have a mixture of all kinds. That's probably why it smells. Right? Because I got all this stuff going on. So anyway, so I got new rugs yesterday.
Nice.
So because I just get excited.
Mm-hmm.
It's about and I went to, and I bought all kinds of stuff. I hate going to Walmart, first of all.
Yeah.
But when you do, you drop like $100-$200. I had to buy a Christmas tree, and those were very limited. Either I had a white one, and I was looking for a 4-foot or 3-foot, 3-foot. White one or iridescent one. It has all these colors. I went with that one.
Okay.
And I got some stockings at the dollar store.
There you go.
Got me some command strips. Mm-hmm. And I got me a thing that says home for the holidays. And I said that on purpose. Because Taylor's going to roll her eyes when she looks at that. This is not home for the holidays. But I did that. I'm like, you know what? I got these. I'm going to get them. Home for the holidays. So I got my little setup. So I was thinking about even doing lights outside. Might be a little too much.
Yeah.
I got a little palm tree outside. I might put some lights
on that.
But, so that's going to be life in the camper, for Christmas. And, people actually come to the resort to do Christmas.
Yeah, see?
Not unusual.
No.
I mean, we have more people moving in this past week than we've had ever, especially the older people.
Yeah.
They come and, come down for the winter, I guess.
Is it a better park?
Way better park.
Okay.
Girl, they got music on Friday nights. They got a diner. If I don't want to cook, I just go to the diner and eat.
There, see?
They got a huge menu, and I get to go and I can shop at the. If I want a beer, I can walk to the store.
There you go.
Way better impressed.
Okay.
It just has a different vibe to it, so it's like it's not that bad. It's not like Florida days, And we can ride. It's a golf cart friendly. Everybody's riding the golf carts.
See?
It was like a dog parade today, taking the dogs out. It's a very it's a different kind of vibe. So now that but I am in the hood, right? So I'm in Fort Pierce. So me and washing clothes and quarters, which I need another stash.
Oh, okay.
From Jason. Put that in the list. He'll listen to the podcast, so hopefully he'll remind him. So I was like, I need quarters for the car wash, the washing machine, and you have to go to the store for them. And when I was washing clothes, I figured I would be out. I was going to wash my truck, my Jeep, because this week I had doctors in my car and everything, so I didn't want to wash it. So I go up to the car wash. Now, I Googled the closest one. I was going to do Stewart, but like yours, because I love that one, because I can vacuum for hours and not get charged. But I'm like, I want it closer to home, let the dogs out. So I got a Cartoon Car Wash. I Googled. I'm like, where's the closest one? I go to Cartoon Car Wash. When I pulled up, there was an attached liquor store to it. I should have known, right? But I'm like, whatever.
Hey, get you some Tito's.
I'm on one street away from the hood, okay? Yeah, I should have got some Tito's. So I went there and I had put my $20 in and I got all my quarters. Ching, 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 ching. They probably think this white girl's rich, right? And I went through the drive-through just to wash the outside, but I was going to vacuum. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this man appears. And he says, girl, you missed a spot. And he's touching my Jeep. And I'm like, And by this time, I had kind of hid my wallet because I was going to, get the vacuum. And I'm like, I got to go. I was like, my husband's at Publix. I was just going through real quick. I jumped in. I almost hit somebody on the way out. And I told James, what do you have to be careful? What are you doing in the car wash at the hood? You know that's on the movies. You know better than that. I'm like, if you act like one of them, they don't mess with you. I was just, having a good time, just going to wash my car. And he was like, it's the blonde hair. I'm like, it's not the blonde hair. I'm like, it's not the blonde hair. I'm telling you, because it's not the blonde hair. So I'm blonde now.
Yes, well,
and
partially blonde.
Partially blonde. So I might go. I had to go and get that fixed. But yeah, I wanted blonde because I wanted less maintenance with my hair.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But yeah, so that's.
I used my box this week.
You did?
Girl,
you don't have grays like me.
I don't have gray at all. But
you're lucky.
Yeah, nobody in my family has gray.
Really?
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Oh, speaking of family, so I got this message on Facebook, like on Messenger, but if you're not their friend, it goes to a weird spot. Like
your spam,
it goes
your
to
dark requests.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
It was something like that. And so I was like, what is? I was just going through it, and I was like, what is this? It was back from September. This chick was like, hey. 23andMe says that we're related. I'm related to you and someone with the last name, whatever, my sister's last name. And she's like, both of my parents are adopted. And I was like, okay. So then I go to my 23andMe account. I was like, okay, we are related. This is not a scam,
right?
And normally I'd be like, whatever, I don't care. And it says we're related on my father's side.
Okay.
And as you know, my real dad I haven't seen in 35 years, you know. I know where he's at. He's just a scumbag. He left his family, whatever. I have an amazing stepdad that was my dad. But anyway, so I was like, whatever. I don't really care. But she said her parents were, I feel like she needed, if I could help her, maybe I could help her.
Right, closure or something.
And so I reached back. I was like, oh, sorry, I just saw this. I said, it says we're related on my father's side. Unfortunately, I don't really know them much. I said, but I screenshotted his Facebook page and said, this is my dad. And then I have a first cousin, and I screenshot her Facebook page and said, honestly, you're probably better off talking to her. She's less trashy than he is, And then so we started communicating back and forth. And because they're adopted, she's on a lot of Ancestry, a lot of different accounts.
Her parents are adopted.
Yeah, both of
them. Wow.
Yeah, and so she has a lot of access to information because she's really looking for something. Not just me, who's just oh cool, I found somebody I'm related to.
Is she biologically theirs?
Yes.
Okay.
So she has access to research materials and everything else, and so she's like, well, who's this person? they have an extensive criminal history. I'm like, oh, that's my half sister. My dad went on and had another family and left them too. Like, she's the only one who talks to him. They get along well. She's like, I guess I understand why you said trashy. I was like, yeah. So she's like, well, what was your grandfather's name? Was it Charles? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And she's like, okay. And she's like, who's your grandmother's name? I'm like, I don't know. I said, I'll ask my mom and my sister. So I text my sister. I'm like, do you remember Sam's mom's name? She's like, no. Why? Like, this is such a random question. Why are you asking me this? I tell her. So then she called my mom, and then she called me back, and she was this lady's Jane. And crazy enough, so my grandparents were married, okay? My grandmother's father passed away, so her mother was a widow. My grandfather's mother passed away, so his father was a widow. So my grandmother's mother married my grandfather's father.
Oh, what in the heyday? That's some back. Where are they from? Kentucky?
They're from New Jersey.
Oh, geez, they did that in New Jersey.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
How would they know? Did they run in the same circles? Well, apparently
they knew each other because their kids were married to each other.
Oh, wow,
Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy.
And then this lady sent me, it's really cool. I mean, like, I wish that I cared more about this. Like, I really wish it had been, like, my mother's side of the family or something.
Right.
But
it's still kind of cool.
It is very cool. This is the marriage announcement of my grandparents.
Oh, get out of town.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
Like, I'm like, okay. So, yeah. And by this time, so what had already happened when they got married, they had already, one of them had already passed away. So, one of their parents had already passed away. Yeah.
That was the thing to do back in the day, to get your to put your marriage in the newspaper. Mm-hmm. It's especially like small towns, like a big deal.
Yes. So I thought it was just kind of cool. Like, and then, so she's trying to find, she also said that, like, her dad, when he was in college, dated a woman, and years later she told him that she had a baby and put it up for adoption. So she has a half brother out there somewhere.
That's like me. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So this person's like, she's got family. She like just
didn't even
I can't
know.
Imagine though, like, she doesn't even know like her biological grandparents, and now this, and like that's why I was like, maybe I should pay her to look for the rest of my family.
Hey, you might have some heirs of some money or somewhere, you never know.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, well, crazy enough is my grandparents got in a really terrible car accident in the 80s. They were hit head on by like a young woman, and luckily nobody died, but like they had these beasts of cars back then, right? And like the engine block was found away from the car.
Oh,
like
wow.
It was like that bad. And so my grandmother was in a wheelchair after that and on dialysis, and she passed away. I found out she passed away like in 96.
Okay.
But anyway, they ended up getting like $1 million settlement.
Oh, wow.
Which is a lot of money in the 80s, right?
It's huge.
But I'm pretty sure that their kids just wasted it away on drugs and whatnot because they didn't have any, they had no money left. Anyway, but years later, my mom worked at a print shop, and this woman came in to copy documents because back in the day, like, you didn't just have access to a copier. You had to go somewhere and copy these things, right? She had a big file, so she brought it to the print shop. And my mom goes to copy it. It has my grandparents' names on it. It was the mother of the girl that hit them.
Oh, wow.
And my mom was like, these are my ex-in-laws, And she said that, I mean, her daughter was so bad, like, she bit her own tongue off, like, when she, in the accident. Like, it wasn't like, Yeah, it was terrible. Like, my grandmother was never the same, and this woman, I guess, not.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Wild.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And I think as we get older, more and more things like this will come out. Mm-hmm. Like, you'll hear, or people in general, because you do have access to Ancestry.com and all these other DNA things. I mean, people are doing DNA tests on their dogs.
Yeah.
Finding out what their dog came from. I just know mine's retarded. I don't really want to know how inbred she really is. I'd rather just keep that as a mystery. But yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely, people are finding out, which is kind of cool, know? And that's how people are, like, finding out they were sisters all along.
Yeah, because I just couldn't imagine, like, secrets of the past.
Oh, girl. Especially back in, like, our parents' day. Huge. My mother's cousin, second or third cousin, was in the military. And I remember she had went back and traced, and this is before Ancestry. This is 15 years ago. She went back and traced, through the military, was able to get access to things. I don't know if it was through libraries or whatever, but it kind of went back to our ancestries, like to like the 1800s, and it just had like this tree, which was kind of cool. And I did find out from that, I didn't recognize any names, but there was a lot of twins. And I found this my mom gave it to me when I was like 14, 15. I was like, oh God, no, I don't want twins. Kelly wanted twins. She was like, I want a boy and a girl.
I wanted
like,
twins,
you know, because
too.
of the way it I guess it jumped, but there was a lot of twins in our family.
My grandmother was a twin, so I always thought that maybe I would be a twin. I mean, or that I would have a twins. But like the last, like when we got pregnant with Grady, I'm like, oh, please Lord, no twins
No
this
twins.
time, because
God,
this was
no.
the last baby. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
you know what's crazy though is like, so this, it is fun. Like, this is fun, like finding this out. But, and if you were adopted, and I guess you want to find stuff, but what if, like, on the flip side of this, like, we're in a bad place, or heaven forbid something, like somebody assaulted you and you got pregnant and you gave the baby up. Like, that's a wound you don't want to open again.
Right.
And I think some dogs should just lie, right?
Right.
And I understand that someone who's adopted feels like they need to know this. But there should still be some kind of privacy for the people who said they did the right thing. They had this baby and they gave it up for a better life than they could give it to it. And where don't they get to walk away from that?
Well, I know from personal experience with my situation, not me being adopted, but my brother, that they had to go through, it might have been how it was handled, how the adoption was handled. And this was back in the 80s or 70s, 79, they both had to go, first of all, DNA tests. Then they did have to go through counseling separately. Like, it was they were not going to connect the two until all of this process had been done. So that's a legit way of doing it. So hopefully,
But I mean, if you just find these people on 23andMe
Right.
and all of a sudden it says you're a half sibling and you're just contacting that person who had no idea their mother had given the
Right,
baby
right.
up, and now
That's
you're
true.
just blowing this up on them, and like
Yeah.
you have no idea what the circumstances are. Like, sometimes just, you know, I don't. It's
or if their mother had passed away, so she has no chance to explain.
what happened
happened,
or how it
how it
happened,
happened, yeah.
And you know, and I just, that's kind of because like how they find criminals. You
Yeah.
know, like criminals don't put their DNA out there, but
That's
their
why I
cousin
don't.
did.
That's
you
why I
know?
don't like that. What is it that it's a chick. She actually see it on the crime shows. It's called. It's from a technology. It's like where she can do the DNA profile of the person, get it down to like the make and model of the person, and they use CODIS, and that's what my fear is that somehow, some way, by me giving it my DNA to Ancestry, that they will find like my fifth cousin and they'll come DNA test me, and not the say I did it, but you know, there is that
Yeah,
fear.
that's what,
You've
like,
opened up yourself to the good and the bad.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of scary.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, somebody who, like, they're not on 23andMe, but their kids decide to go on 23andMe, and they find out this family secret that somebody wanted to let die. Or think about, like, people who donate sperm, or they donate, like, eggs, and they really wanted, like, they did this a long time ago, just like, okay, this is what I'll do. I'm leaving it out there. You're never going to find me. You don't need to know about me. And now, bam, like, hey, I'm your son.
Right.
Like, no, you're not. Like,
Yeah, this is not happening. So it
No.
definitely does open a whole nother layer of, you know, and that's technology, right? I mean, that's the unfortunate. It's like that instant gratification. It's like, I want to find out. You can't just let dogs lie. You have to get to the ends of the earth.
so that's it. Just there's two sides of that. Like,
Yeah.
I would love for, like, yes, if you're been adopted, like, you want to find this for yourself. But what if the other side of that? You know?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm sure more and more things will always, you never know, you might get contacted again. I just want to get contacted by like a celebrity, like Beyonce, like, hey,
I don't think you and
Just-
Beyonce are related.
listen, she could be a mother from another mother or something. I don't know,
I
somewhere.
don't know. I don't think you and Beyonce are related, though.
Well, then
I mean,
maybe like Katy Perry.
I seen you dance.
Yeah. You know, well, first of all, maybe Julia Stiles. I always thought I was related to her.
Maybe I could see that.
I
But
was-
I saw your jig out at the Captain Hiram's, your dance jig. So I don't
Listen,
think you and Beyonce are related.
That was intoxication related. I think if I was sober and if she could teach me, I think I could get my groove on. You know, I just need a little.
You can do that booty bop with that Beyonce.
Oh God, have you ever tried that in the mirror? Like, single ladies like do the thing that she does, and when she goes down on her that, or like she can literally like on her knee like do a papa squat like on her. I don't know, like you know how you do that workout machine and you go down,
Yeah.
like she's doing it freestyle.
But like, you think you got it right, so I'm like here, and I'm like, and I go in the mirror, I'm like, I just look like a chicken.
That's it, nothing. But you know what? You can rock it. Like when I put on my I've been listening to a lot of tunes lately, just trying to get into the move and grooving and stuff. And I'll start dancing in the camper, and I'm like, I know if James or anybody walks in right now, they're gonna make fun of me because I look like a hot mess, especially with his hair right now.
Cool.
But so I'm all ready for Christmas. Are you ready for Christmas?
Yes. Well, my kids are ready.
Yeah.
I would say they have all their stuff. I wrapped most of it except for the littles because it's in storage, but everybody else is wrapped and ready to go.
You're on point. I got presents everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have an address, so I'm just like, can I send them to your house? Can I send them to your house? I got something in my P.O. box. I got something coming to Kelly's house. I do have a few come into the camper, so I got to like, and I got some under the bed. I got some in storage.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to Kelly's and have like a wrap party because I know she's like, I got you a pile going on over there. And I called Kelly's little one, Colton, last night, the 7-year-old, 8-year-old. I need one more item for him. And he was like, I'm like, what do you want for 10 minutes of ums.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, do you have a PlayStation 4? Do you want any games? So I'm Googling. I'm like, top 20 games for 2020. And I'm like, what about this one? Spider-Man. I'm like, Fortnite got that one. You know, Call of Duty. He goes, you gave me that. I said, I did not, or not Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. He goes, you bought me that one. I said, I did not buy you Grand Theft Auto. He goes, that was your dad. He goes, okay. I would not buy Grand Theft Auto. I was looking at it
I wouldn't buy for Gavin when he was like 12.
Well, they have yeah, it's awful. And actually, I was talking to someone else to get a gift for someone, and she had mentioned, did you look into Grand Theft Auto to see how bad? I'm like, it is bad. It is hookers.
Yeah.
Supposedly they have a clean version. They do not have a clean version. They have another game that's called Rockin' Rocks or something that's like a everybody game, an e-game. I'm like, I would never buy Grand Theft Auto. So I've got a few ideas. I think I'm just going to take him to GameStop and just let him there.
Let's buy him a GameStop gift card.
That's what I was going to do, and then I'll just take him for the day or something.
Like the funny thing, most of my list, I made it up here. I put it in my notes so I don't forget anybody.
Did you do the circles?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Yes, me
too. Most everybody are getting gas cards.
Yes, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, so like gift card, gift card, check.
You know, they have these gift cards. They're called Happies. Have you heard of them?
No.
So I've heard them advertised, but I've actually seen them at Publix. So this is a super cool idea. So it's called a Happy. Okay. And they have a Happy for a teen, Happy for a woman, Happy for a man, Happy for the cook, Happy for the pet. But it actually is a gift card, and you can use it at multiple stores. Like for women, you can do it at, it's an Ulta, or it's a, I think they hooked up with Nordstrom's. I got like a hair salon, like all of these. So like you can use it.
Gotcha.
So I thought that was pretty cool, right? Instead of, or like men, like Under Armour, and then like even restaurants, but some are fast food, or like home is like Home Goods, and then you've got Marshalls. So that's a pretty clever idea. So, you know, because you don't really always know where someone likes to shop.
Well, that's it. Like for the babysitters,
yeah, that's tough.
You know, so I had to figure out like where to get what gift card.
You can throw them some Chick-fil-A points. You can give some. I threw some to Taylor the other day.
I was there yesterday. I don't know how many points I got.
I'm down. I call it my broke ass week. And I like to pretend that I'm broke ass week, so then I use my points. But I have messed up in the past, so I'm starting to, I'm at 9,100.
I'm at 1871.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I got someone from Vero, the store manager, because we're good friends. Not really, I'm just saying that. He threw me a sweet tea. I'm like, thanks, boss.
There you go. Yes, I said, tells me, so I'm already like red status, right? But I have to if I earn 544 more points by 2021, by December, I get silver status for the following year. So weird.
Yeah, mine says I've achieved red status until February 5th, 2022.
Yeah.
That's about the time I'll have my Jeep paid off. Well, damn, I just realized that. I got goals.
Exactly.
I gotta keep red, and I gotta keep buying. And then I'll have Taylor's college fund paid off. Oh, hallelujah.
Gavin's is paid off.
I haven't, I upped it, so I didn't, I would have had it paid off, especially since we got that huge refund or whatever. But I upped it a little bit, so, you know, hopefully.
Good.
And I'm, you know, cheapo, so I probably should. You know, I'm always that way. I don't know why. I've come... Even with insurance, right? Like, I'm like, I'll just pay the monthly. Even you're getting, like, a surcharge fee of, like, $2.
No, not only that, I pay everything in full because on your auto, you know how much the discount is for paying in full? It's like $300 less if you pay it in full.
I just look at I just look at littler the better. I don't know. I really need to get out of that mentality.
Because like I always pay auto in full because the discount's so big on the paid in full.
Well, pretty much anything really is, right? I mean, if you paid in full, I mean, some things make sense, you know. But I told James, if we ever get a house, Lowe's 0% finance for 24 months for floors. We ain't got to pay you on that for 2 years.
Or you give you 5% off.
back,
If you're
right.
not, so what we always do is 5% off because we just pay it off.
Yeah.
So we just get the discount and
Yeah,
pay it off.
but I'll be paying it off in little amounts.
Just don't
So
pay
it'll
the
come
whole-
out to 20, 30 or something.
But you save all that money.
I know. Yeah,
You
have to
save
kinda-
5%. How much?
Yeah,
5%
it's
is
huge.
a lot on our appliances.
Oh yeah, especially when you're
$6,000 in appliances.
And yeah, I'm sure with the flooring and all that stuff. I mean, yeah. So we are going to go look at a house today, 1
Okay.
o'clock. It is off of FFA Road.
Oh, okay.
It's in Western Fort Pierce in the hood. And it's kind of a basic house. I mean, coming from the pool house to this, or the smokehouse, you know, it's kind of smaller, but it has the land and doesn't have a pool. But we can put a pool in, but I think it's overpriced. I feel like we're going to fall in the same situation because I was looking, not that Zillow is the best estimator,
Right.
but they're somewhat on point, and so I'm going to have to, it's almost priced almost $100,000 more.
Oh, God.
Yeah, then based on what Zillow, well, on the high end, maybe 60,000, the low end is 100,000. So I'm just like, you know, these people think they have gold mines, you know, and I get it. You've lived in it, you know, but at the same time, I mean, you have to be realistic. I just hope, like, these realtors, what are they? Everybody wants to be a realtor.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everybody's like, you know what? I'm going to get my real estate license because it's booming. And then they don't do their homework.
Right.
And they set these people up for failure, you know, because now that these people are trying to sell a home that, you know, it's a small home, they're never going to get that. And if they do, it's going to be a cash deal. And it's going to be hard for someone to want to pay $375. They did decrease it by $5,000. It had $375. They relisted it yesterday at $370. But they're going to have to, I mean, like Shannon's realistic, you know, like she's been doing it long enough to know, and she has teammates too that can kind of like give her guidance and,
Yeah.
you know, and she'll bounce things off of them. That's what they should do. But, you know, you've got somebody new and green or their cousins, brothers, aunts,
Yeah.
a realtor, and they only sold 2 houses for the year, not understanding the market, you know? And so you can't be just setting people up for failure. Just because you remodeled the inside
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can jack it up $50,000.
Right. I mean, it's still only 1,500 square feet. You
Right.
know?
And, you know, remodeling for me is a lot different. What if I don't like the remodel? You know, that's why even like they say, you know, remodeling does definitely add value, but, you know, especially when you come into, you know, just because you added some paint to something doesn't mean I like that color. So that, you know, you don't jack the price up on that. So, you have to tell me about it.
Oh, I gotta tell you about my knee.
Oh, what happened to your knee?
All right,
You're
so-
falling apart.
Oh, my God, I know,
Damn,
right?
Greedy done sucked the life out of you.
Well, I think it's because I was on my hands and knees doing that floor the weekend before.
Is that what you think? Is that the story we're going
That
with?
is the story we're
Okay.
going with. Anyway, so Reagan was sitting on my lap on the couch, and she slides down, and she popped my kneecap out.
Ooh.
Kim, that thing was
girl.
all the way to the side.
Ouch.
Kim, it was sitting over here.
Ow,
Like,
I can't even imagine.
I started screaming.
Oh.
It hurt so bad, and I had to pop it back in.
How'd you do that?
I don't even know. I was about to throw up.
I
It hurt
would
so
think
bad.
so.
And so Jason's parents come running out of the office like, what's the matter? And like Jason's dad saw it sitting over there. Like, I was like, oh my God. And luckily, like, it didn't hurt like the next day because I thought for sure like I gotta go to the doctor now. The orthopedic, we gotta figure this out.
I can't with you. I'm done.
And then I was doing all right. Well, yesterday, Reagan's babysitter gave her this train set for under the tree. So I'm putting the tracks, and like I can. That's how I think it got that way from working on the floors because
Yeah.
I was on my knees,
Yep.
and it started getting sore. I was like, I'm getting up. I'm not messing with this again. If this pops out again,
Oh my
like,
God, I can't with you. What else?
no.
You old lady.
I was like, I don't know.
You've aged by 10 years
I was
in
like,
the past year.
I was like, we got to go to the doctor. We got like 3 weeks before that
That's right.
deductible is over.
Hey, listen, Florida Orthopedic will do walk-ins,
Oh, good.
same day appointments. It's that I get them mixed up with another one, but that one right there off of Indian Street, it's right there. Dr. Weissenberg's office is in there. It's over there by oh my gosh, it's off Indian. They have a sign out.
Okay.
It's Florida Orthopedic. They're a huge entity. I mean, they're huge, but they have same day appointments.
Okay.
So you know, if you got to get in there, and they take pretty much any insurance. But you know where the fruit stand was? That
Yes.
that huge fruit stand. It's in that same side of the road.
Okay.
Just down a plaza. It's on the. You'll see it. So go there.
Yeah.
They'll get you in same day. Otherwise, orthopedics are awful. That's a big moneymaker.
It
People
is
make
big
money on
money.
because all the old people like you come in there with your busted ass kneecaps. My God, what's going on with you?
No, I was like, that is so crazy.
I have such a. I mean, you're very healthy. Yeah, your you know, your lifestyle's very healthy, and I am probably like the worst. And I just probably have problems and aches and pains. I just ignore them and just chalk it up to like
you
a
can't
rough
ignore
night of
your
drinking.
kneecap sitting on the side of your leg.
No, I don't even know what to do with that.
So, yeah.
That just, oh.
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh my God.
Old lady problems.
Jeez and right. So you better go get that figured out. How's your arthritis doing?
Good. I got a couple letters from Blue Cross, so they have to like approve medicines, and so they approved the Enbrel, which is like a once a week injectable, and it has to come from a specialty pharmacy mailed to your house.
Okay.
And so then I called the doctor. I was like, do I need to do anything with this? They're like, no, we got it taken care of. Then I got a letter yesterday that they approved the original medicine the doctor was trying to get for me.
Okay.
That they wouldn't approve. So it must be like the insurance company must be like, okay, like she's failing all these medicines, and now they finally approved that big one. So now I'm like, which one am I taking? I don't have any of them.
Or he could have done a peer-to-peer, and so that kind of takes us to, if they deny it, and then the doctor can actually come by and justify. They call it a peer-to-peer. It's actually the doctor talks to the medical board, and they can, it supersedes, like he can justify, or they have another level of people that it goes to. It's called a peer-to-peer. Well, there's something crazy going on in my world when it comes to cancer drugs. So check this out. So, you know, I'm a Republican by blood, I think, but Trump just signed an order that, and it's called it has a name to it, and it's actually only giving cancer patients 40 days to do this. It's called something nation. I should probably get the term of it. So there's probably 200 plus cancer medications out there. And everything goes through clinical trials, and once they prove it, you know, to be, then it comes to market, right? And like if you have breast cancer, that same drug could also help with prostate cancer. So there's a lot of interchanging with that. And clinical trials are done every day so that they can see that, because you can't say, well, this will help with lung cancer and then breast cancer, like it has to be deemed as such.
Right.
And if they find one works, so you have to go through clinical trials. So, and it takes years for that to happen. But when clinical trials happen, better drugs come to market, and it saves the world. Well, they have now come in and said that they're only narrowing it down to 38 cancer drugs in the entire country that Medicare will pay for. Their own report says that 10% by the end of 2021, Medicare patients will die because they were not going to get the treatment they were able to get.
That's terrible.
Their own thing said that. So now it's going to be, from a financial perspective, it's going to be awful for oncology, you know, local oncology teams, because they only have 38 to choose from, and they're trying to lower the cost, because cancer drugs, some are $50,000 an infusion, which is, if you're going through 12 treatments, do the math. So they're trying to, but what they're not realizing is that they're taking, and then the clinical trials will be gone, because nobody can bring anything to market, because they're not going to pay for it.
Exactly.
You're just going to pay for the same 38 drugs that you've been paying for the past 100 years, that are just, it's helping a life, but it's not going to improve a life that it could be substantially. And they just came out and announced it Wednesday, and you've got community oncology and hospitals have 40 days to get in line. Isn't that wild? That's so crazy. So now we had to like write all these letters to our congressmen and stuff like that. I don't necessarily get involved in stuff like that. But when I think of how advanced we've become with cancer and the drugs, and now to only come back and say, well, we're only going to pay for 38 of them. And if Medicare says it, all of the insurance companies, your Blue Crosses, your Humanas, they're going to fall in line with it. So it's just going to be, it's like we've become so far, and now we're taking 10 steps back. So unfortunately, there's going to be, and the other problem is now is that 70% of people are not getting screened, haven't gotten screened for cancer because of COVID. So there's going to be this uptick of people coming in with stage 3 and stage 4 cancer because they've neglected themselves, and now they can't even get the drugs. It's like a freaking hot mess. So it's awful.
I had a mammogram last week.
Did you? Did they squish your boobie?
I did.
And, yeah, to get a little personal. Did they put it in there? I had to pick mine up.
Well, like, I had to sign a waiver, too, because of my implants.
That's right. Did it come back good?
I haven't got it back yet. It was just last week.
So just as a side note, if there's anything, even though they say something abnormal, which could just be a fat pocket, get an ultrasound.
Yeah, I did last time. So, like, 10 years ago, I found a pretty large lump. And I went for mammogram, and then they saw it there. They sent me to Dr. Vopel, and he put me on an ultrasound machine, and he's like, let's go. And we went to another room for a different ultrasound machine because it was better. But a nice man. He spent like an hour with me, and he's like, I feel it. I see it on the mammogram. He's like, I don't see it here. Like, because he was so annoyed because he couldn't find it. He's like, it's just fat, you know. But
got a fatty cell. He just retired.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah.
He was a very nice man.
Yeah, he was. I met him a few times, but yeah, he just retired.
But yeah, so they did ultrasound. My sister has to get ultrasound. She has mammogram and ultrasound because they're too dense.
Yeah. That happens, and they even have like where they'll put a dye, and it'll actually make you glow on the screen. But not a lot of insurances pay for it. They're starting to though, so it's kind of like a third level of getting that. So
yeah.
We had our Christmas party, and we had food trucks come, and we had a snow cone machine come and taco truck. So it's kind of like the new thing of for COVID.
Was
you
it
know?
the Kona truck?
It was the Kona truck.
Because it was last night. We went to this event in Rocky Point.
Okay.
Mike texted us that he was there with the wounded veterans, and they had the Kona truck. And Reagan lost her mind. We were leaving because she wanted ice cream. We're like, it's not ice cream, baby. And we hadn't even had dinner yet. Like,
Yeah.
we're not buying this.
Right.
No. And, like, it's a meltdown.
Did you get one?
No.
Well, I had mine before I had lunch. Hello, and Kimmy had dessert. It's actually their owned. I met the owner. They've had it for about 3 years. It's the truck of the East Martin County because they have a West Martin County.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
for franchising reasons or whatever. Super nice. They can either. I was like, can you put this syrup on it? Or they had like where you can make your own. She goes, I can do it for you. I said, I want to do mine. I'm over there looking like a unicorn. And my doctor is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm living this up. We were trying to get an ice cream truck, but they were booked.
Gotcha.
So I said, well, I already got a taco truck, and I went to the Stewart Moms group for the best recommendation, and they recommended this Juan guy. So great food truck. And so I said, well, to be a compliment to that one, maybe snow cones, because they were going to do like a Danish truck. I was like, no, let's do a snow cone. I've seen that around. So it's like, be a kid again, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. So
That's
that might be
cool.
something that, maybe in the future. I mean, it was really fairly inexpensive and something that, if we're going to go to like a big employer, just to have them come
Yeah.
out. I mean, they remember that.
Yes.
So it's huge.
Exactly, the Florida hometown snow cone.
Oh my gosh. Or, we should have like a margarita truck we can have. And actually, somebody was telling me in Ohio, they were visiting their mother, and there was a margarita truck going down the road. One side was for adults, and the other side they were making virgin like daiquiris or whatever for
That
the
might be
kids.
a liability. We can't be having a margarita truck.
No. But I'm like, coming from an insurance perspective, see, that's the wholesomeness. Me, I'm like, yay, let's have a party. We'll have a block party with a margarita truck.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like a traveling liquor license, wouldn't it be?
Oh, this Charlie has one, I'm sure. Like, because like, they do the catering. It's probably like the same style.
Well, they need to get a damn food truck, a margarita strawberry daiquiri.
They have that. I think their truck brings their things, their mind erasers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what they're called. Are they the?
Oh no. I mean, I had a rough night last night with Tito's.
Rum runners. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I realized we bought a handle bottle, and I just need to get back to the smaller ones.
Or beers. Go back to
Or beer, yeah, whatever. Either way. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us this week so much. It's kind of nice to get back into the groove and get to see you because it's been a while, But we'll be back next week. We got a special Christmas edition.
Yes.
Special.
All right.
Bye.